Greetings, Novians, and welcome to our 14th episode of Ask Aphelia, a Nova Court Q&A where we answer your Dual Universe gameplay questions. This episode is all about the launch of Dual Universe and questions about the different packs available and gameplay questions to help everyone prepare for launch. Let's fuel up the tanks and get started. Question 1. How many hexes will be on Thades planetoids? Will they have ore? And do we build on them with space or static cores?
The moonlets around Thades will have almost 300 territories each. They will have ore, and you will build static cores on them, as if they were little planets.
Question 2. I am a collector, and I want to get all of the items in the different reward packs. If I'm eligible for the exotic pack, will I get the other items offered in the other reward packs as well?
Well, it depends on the kind of items we're talking about. There is the first batch of items with the article jar, the article carpet, and the black article jar. The advanced pack will have the article jar. The rare pack will have the article jar and the article carpet. And the exotic pack will have the article jar, the article carpet, and the black article jar. We also have another kind of items, the rare items. There are 3 different items, and each pack have only one of them. So the advanced pack has the tier 1 rare item, the whirlpool. The rare pack has the tier 2 rare item, the triangulum. This tier 2 item is rarer than the tier 1 item. And finally, the exotic pack has the tier 3 item, the Cercinus, the rarest of the 3. So for those of you who want to collect them all, you have to speak to your fellow Novians and make some exchange and negotiate or trade them.
Question 3. I have a question about the exchange. When the blueprint is returned, will it be as a magic blueprint to allow for faster seeding of the exchange, or will we need to construct it from scratch?
All lot holders will receive a core blueprint of their lot construct. With the new selective blueprint deployment system coming with launch, they will be able to swap out any voxel materials for lower tier ones and omit elements should they need to. This should allow for the constructs to be redeployed with relative ease, allowing for further upgrades later on, so no one should have to downgrade their lot construct prior to wipe or launch, as they can just adjust it as needed when they are deploying.
Question 4. Will there be a bonus for everyone who subscribes for a year, even if it is not at release?
The packs will be calculated at release. So this means that the total amount of month of subscription that you have on September 27, the release date, will be the one that we will take into account to determine which pack you can have. So you don't need to have actually played those months to have the packs. You just need to have a subscription for it. So for example, if you subscribe for the first time for 6 months on September 1st, you will have the rare pack, which is for people who have 4 to 12 months of subscriptions.
Question 5. Will we be able to join more than 5 organizations at once?
No, the same behavior that you have currently will still apply after release. So you'll still be able to join the same amount of organizations and the same structure will still work. We're just fundamentally getting rid of a lot of subgrouped and sub-organizations that don't serve a purpose currently, and they will be gone at launch. That does not mean that you can't make new ones.
Question 6. It's been announced that we will be getting 5 planets on launch. These 5 planets combined do not provide all of the types of ore in Dual Universe. Will the ore be reshuffled between planets to address this, or is the intention to give asteroids more value at the beginning of the game?
Yes, we have redistributed the planetary ores so that most ores will be available on a planet or a moon at launch. 3 of the higher tier ores will only be available on asteroids, however.
Question 7. When Dual Universe is released, will we get our rewards for the Refer a Friend program once again?
Yes. All the Recruit a Friend rewards will be re-awarded to the player who earned them, with the exception of any awarded game time that has already been claimed. But all the in-game items will be re-awarded afterwards.
Question 8. It was mentioned in the live stream that the planets would be moved a little closer to the safe zone. Could we get a little more information on this? For example, are we expecting planets to move 10 SU or 100 SU plus closer to the safe zone for a much smaller universe?
At launch, the 5 planets will actually all be in the same locations they were in beta. The planets that will be coming post-launch, however, may be moved. We haven't decided how far they're going to be moved, but the idea is to take maybe an hour or 2 off the transit time when people are slow voting.
Question 9. How much Thoramine is required to get the rare reward?
So we've had a look at this and at the total sum of Thoramine that's out in the universe, and we've decided to set the bar at 500 liters. So you need 500 liters or more Thoramine to receive the rare reward.
Question 10. Will the Thades Moonlets be included in the Lua Atlas?
The answer is simple, yes. The Lua Atlas has been updated to include all the planets, moons, and asteroids from Phase 1. By the way, I want to warn the players who will not have had the information, but a small change will take place on the Atlas. Indeed, in order to use the full potential of the item API, the information related to the ores present on the stellar body will no longer be their name, but directly their item ID.
Question 11. Are you going to add ownership loss with the element destruction?
No, the element destruction particularly relates to elements themselves losing lives in physical crashes. It does not necessarily affect core units. Core units will retain the same behavior that they do currently.
Question 12. I'm trying to figure out where to get Chromite post-wipe, since it is required to build a territory unit. Best I can tell, I'll either have to fly to Yago and surface harvest some, or build a DSAT and try to find an asteroid with some. Are those the expected obstacles before players can move off of Alioth? Or will there be another way to get Chromite?
So, since we've changed the ore distribution for launch, there will be chromium available on 2 planets, a moon, and even on the Thades Moonlets. Chromium will also be available on safe zone asteroids, so you can use any of those methods to find chromium.
Question 13. With the new ability to replace Honeycomb on deployment of a blueprint, can you replace more than one Honeycomb at once?
Yes, you can actually replace any Honeycomb that is currently missing from the supplying inventory for the blueprint. So if you're supplying the materials from your nanopack and the nanopack doesn't contain one type of material or 2 types of material, while deploying the blueprint, it will offer you in a window an option to select alternatives out of whatever Honeycomb you have available.
Question 14. Events were mentioned on the live stream. Can we get a little more info on these, such as event types and dates? Absolutely. I love events, and I'm so glad that you asked. Information about upcoming events mentioned in the live stream will be available at the beginning of September. We have some very fun and interesting things planned for the many different playstyles out there. We're also interested in what Novians are planning as well, so please keep watch for some information coming to your news feeds real soon. Question 15. Will account sharing be against the rules at launch?
Actually, account sharing is and always has been against the rules. This is both in conflict with Article 2.1 of our End User License Agreement and poses significant security risks to your account and or your personal information, and it should never be done. If you do share your credentials with someone, you take full responsibility for any and all potential actions taken by this person and or any other individuals that they may have shared the credentials with. Should you have shared your account with anyone, no matter how close a friend, I advise you update your credentials and safeguard the security of your account immediately.
That's all for this special edition of Ask Aphelia. We hope that it helps clarify your launch questions. If you have a follow-up question to what was discussed in this episode, please use our handy form in the description below. Until next time, everyone, thanks for listening. And as always, thank you for being part of our universe.